Hey guys, Caroline from CarolineVedsel.com here, and I am here today to tell you about basically the class that took me from a mom blogger trying to figure it all out to being a full-time blogger. You're gonna hear me talking about Elite Blog Academy a lot because it's such a big part of my story. It's the reason that I am where I am today. Without it, I'm confident that I'd still be spending 50 or 60 hours each week doing nothing, basically, and never seeing my income grow and never watching my blog grow. So that's honestly why I'm here today, is to kind of help you understand what it is about Elite Blog Academy that makes it so special, highlights the lowlights, and why, honestly, I think that you should take it, and honestly, why you shouldn't take it, because that's how we roll here. So let's get real really quick and talk a lot about Elite Blog Academy and answer all of your questions that you've ever wanted to know. So basically, here's the Cliff Notes version that you need to know about Elite Blog Academy. It is a general blogging course for basically everything about blogging. For the most part, the biggest thing that you need to know about Elite Blog Academy is that it's for people who want to take their blog seriously. If you're a hobby blogger, or if you're just kind of doing it for fun or to pass the time, that's totally fine. But I don't want you to feel like you have to take this class in order to become an official blogger. If that's not what you want, if that's not your thing, then don't do it. I'm the worst salesperson ever. That's like the worst sales pitch. Don't take this class. But honestly, I don't want you to do it if you're not going to put in the work. Like, it's an expensive class. There's no way around that. But it will be worth it if you put the work into it. That's the bottom line. There's nothing wrong with being a hobby blogger. There's nothing wrong with just documenting your life. But don't get this class if that's all you're going to do. This is for people who want to take their blog to the next level. This is for people who are ready to make money, or who are kind of hitting a plateau in their blogging, who are already making money, but have hit a plateau in their blogging and just want to take it to the next level. It's honestly everything that you need to know to build a rock solid foundation for your blog. I will say this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. EBA, Elite Blog Academy, or EBA is what the cool kids call it, is honestly the foundation. So imagine you're building a house, okay? You obviously need a foundation. It's the exact same thing with your blog. With your blog, you need a solid foundation, and that's what EBA provides you. So it's very easy to say, okay, well, I can build my blog without it. I can figure out how to do all of this stuff on my own. You're right. It's the same kind of way, though, where you could build a house without a foundation on sand. You can build it, but it's not going to withstand the test of time. The first setback that comes its way, it's going down. And that is what we want to avoid with your blog. You want to be able to make money from your blog. You want to be able to see it go the distance, to not have to rely on constantly chasing page views or doing, things that don't make you happy, like all the time. I heard a blogger once say that she does sponsored posts. She has to do like 3 or 4 a week to keep her income where it is. That's an extreme case of just having to do things that she doesn't want because she doesn't have a solid foundation. And that stinks, guys. Nobody wants that. Like, we're starting blogs to avoid the rat race, to get out of that kind of mindset. Let's take a step back and think about why you're starting your blog. Why is it important to you? What are your goals when you start your blog? Again, there's nothing wrong with being a hobby blogger. You do you, boo. But, honest to goodness, if you want to get started blogging and get serious about it, I highly recommend EBA. And this isn't something that I'm saying to sell anything to anybody. I don't care if you ever buy it. It's no skin off my back. It's not a course that I'm selling. Honest to goodness, guys, this course changed everything for me. Whether you buy it or not doesn't affect me. I'm trying to help you. If you don't want to buy it, awesome, whatever. If you think that it sounds amazing for you, get it. Get on that wait list today, because another kind of setback of it is that it's only open for 5 days in the entire year. Now, there's good and bad to that. The good is that because of the fact that you have a class, basically, each class starts at the same time each year, and it's kind of this little group. and you know everybody who's in your class. You're all at the same place. You're all going through it at the same time, asking the same questions. It's like a family, and they're all like-minded bloggers. They're all serious about what they're doing. Usually you're going to have like one or two that aren't serious, but they get weeded out pretty quickly. So what's left is everybody who's serious about their blog. And that's really awesome for you, because then you're just surrounded. You're like immersed in this culture of serious blogging. And think about it. You've heard of language immersion classes where on day one is the only day that they speak English, and then the rest of the class they're speaking Mandarin, Italian, whatever it is, and you're just immersed in this. It's exactly what happens in EBA and with the community and the group. We're all in this together, and we're all serious about it, and so none of us are flaky. We're all getting very serious pretty quickly, and there's nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned. There's a real positive aspect to having to wait for just the 5 days each year. You're all going in at the same time. You're all going through the class probably at around the same speed, and you're all there. And so kind of everybody's going to be asking the same questions. It's a real great community environment and experience. Of course, the downside of that is it's only available for 5 days in the entire year. And so I keep talking about it, and I feel really bad always having to tell people, no, you can't buy it until it goes on sale. And I'm not even told when that happens until probably like a month beforehand. And that's only because I've taken the class. They don't tell me these things. I didn't make this class. This is not like a class that I own. Like, this is a class that I took and I love it. So I have to tell you a little bit about why I'm such a huge fan of EBA. And the reason being, you've heard me say it before, it's a huge part of my story. And I want to share kind of a little bit about the backstory beforehand. My husband and I have 3 kids. We've always lived off of his one income, and it was just to a point where it's like, this can't be life forever. We're making it. We're doing fine. We're building a savings account slowly. We bought our house. We bought cars. We were doing really well, but he works at a steel shop, and so his income is very limited. We're not rich. Like, we don't have a whole lot, and I was just kind of getting to a point where it's like, there's got to be more in life. There's got to be something more that I'm missing, that I need. And that's kind of when a mixture of desperation, exhaustion, and postpartum anxiety and depression, because I had just had a baby 4 or 6 weeks beforehand, and I'm on Pinterest, and I'm sitting outside. I still remember this. I'm sitting outside. It's August 7th. 2015, and I'm sitting outside because all 3 of my kids are asleep for a nap. I have the baby monitor next to me, and I'm sitting outside, and I'm just exhausted, and I didn't want to be inside crying. But I'm sitting there like, what is my life coming to? What am I missing that everybody else seems to have? I'm so unfulfilled. And it's like the worst feeling in the world. I just had this beautiful baby. We have a house. We have everything that we need. But I felt like there was this missing part. Like, I wasn't doing enough to contribute to my family. There was some kind of a need deep down inside of me that I wasn't meeting. So I'm sitting on my back porch, and I've got my computer on my lap, and it's August 7th. It's the day before my birthday, and I'm on Pinterest, of course. I'm always on Pinterest. And I'm scrolling down, and I come across this woman, and I still have no idea whose it was, but thank you so much for posting your income report, whoever you were. It was this woman on Pinterest, and she had said that she made $20,000 in a month from her blog, and my jaw just hit the floor. Like, I'm sorry, from your blog? And so I click over to her site, and it's like, this is nothing special. It's just a regular website. If you can make $20,000, I can too. And so that was the day that I started my blog. And so I'm sitting there, I wrote my first Hello World post, and I made my little logo, and I was super excited, and I just felt the creative juices just flowing. I'm like, yes, this is everything that I've been looking for. I'm gonna make money from the internet. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a blogger. I'm gonna make all of this money from the internet. I'm gonna help so many people. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be that person on the internet. And so I wrote this post, and I'm sitting there, and literally, guys, I'm not joking with you about this. I sat there, and I'm hitting refresh on my computer screen, on my page views, just waiting. I'm like, any second now, the millions of people on the internet are gonna find this one Hello World post and be like, yes, Caroline, this is amazing. I will be on your post all the time. I had no idea how to make money from a blog. And so I had no way to make money at that point in time. No affiliates, no ads, no nothing. So I don't know what I was expecting, but I sat there and I'm literally staring at my computer screen and I'm just hitting refresh over and over and over again, waiting and waiting and waiting. And it never happened. It never happened. Of course, right? Like normal people who have a brain in their heads, because I didn't, maybe it was just the baby brain, I don't know. But you think about it and it's like, there's no way that people are going to know that you have a blog. It's just going to be you and probably your mom who know that you have a blog and are reading it. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I sat there and I'm waiting and I'm why isn't this working? And so that's when I kind of discovered this world of other bloggers. It was so amazing to be able to kind of be like, wow, we're kind of in this club. Like, we're all bloggers. Like, yeah, there's this camaraderie going on. This was in the days of Periscope, and nobody anymore has heard of Periscope. Why? Because it's terrible. But it was like every day, it was like Facebook Live. It was the birth of Facebook Live, basically. And so every morning, I would get on Crystal Payne from Money Saving Mom on her Periscope and watch her share tips about blogging. And one thing that she said was that she always posts on her Facebook every hour of every day forever. It's like, oh, sweet. Okay, I can do that. I can make a Facebook and post every hour of every day forever. Do you know how long it takes to get a post for Facebook that's engaging and good and worthy of your content and everything? It's so much time. It was such a time suck. And so I'm doing all of these tasks that in my brain these big bloggers said to do. It just was never clicking for me. Nothing was seeming to work. And I was spending 50 to 60 hours every week on this blog that was bringing me $0. I mean, by this point, I had put up ads from AdSense. I'd started using Amazon Associates for their affiliate program. I was doing all the right things and nothing was ever paying off for me. I would go to bed after midnight every night. I would wake up at 5 and I would work while I'm feeding kids and while they're napping and while I should have been napping because my brain was obviously like just losing it. Like I was losing my mind, guys. There's no other way to say it. I was spending so much time doing what I thought was the right thing. Not only did it never work out for me, but it also really hurt my head. Like I was not in a healthy place mentally. I was not in a healthy place in my marriage, with my kids. I was stretching myself too thin. I was a bad mom, I was a bad wife, and now on top of everything, throw into the mix, I'm a bad blogger because I've never made anything more than 17 cents. Let that sink in, guys. I spent 50 to 60 hours each week on my blog trying to get it to where it should be. And I made a grand total of 17 cents in my highest earning month from AdSense. It was the biggest struggle I can honestly say that was in my adult life. Was just I had these high hopes and I'm a very internally motivated person. Like I'm harder on myself than anybody will ever be. There's no question about that. For me, it's like, why are you failing? Why aren't you doing the right things? I was just about ready to throw in the towel. I was done with the sleepless nights, with never getting anywhere, never seeing results, and never seeing any change. And that was when I got this email from my now friend, Rosemary Groner from The Busy Budgeter. And she was telling everybody, she posted her income report in her email, and she made $9,000 in a month from her blog. I was like, this is insane. What? Tell me your secrets. Teach me everything. Oh, wise one. Like everything that you know, tell me everything because I'm desperately trying to figure it out. In her email, she said that she gave all of her credit to this course, Elite Blog Academy. She linked to this wonderful little freebie, which is in the link description below. And it was 7 surefire ways to increase your blog income overnight. So I'm like, sweet, sign me up for that. I signed up for the freebie. I got it. I put everything into practice. I read that thing so quickly, and each time I was going through it, I'm checking off all of these things, doing it on my blog, checking off the next thing, doing it on my blog, and putting everything into practice. And that was the first month where I made more than $50 from my blog. And it was like light bulb, divine intervention, like sun shining down from heaven, like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. And it was right then. So, you know how Justin Bieber has like believers? Well, I'm a Ruth Soukup believer. Ruth is the woman who came up with Elite Blog Academy. And from that moment, I got this book for free, and it made me $50 that month. Like, there was no waiting period. There was no like, oh, you might see some money. Like, no, if you put it into practice, you're gonna see the results. And I did. And it was then where I just realized, like, whenever this class comes up for sale, I have to get it. And Rosemary, of course, being the amazing human that she is, mentions that it's not cheap. And she wasn't wrong. So I started saving all of my money, throwing everything that I could into a savings account just for this, because I knew that I needed to make this happen for me. And I tried to get my husband on board. He still thought I was a little bit crazy. And so I made him this promise that if I didn't see the money coming in, if I didn't see results from this class, I would quit blogging. Like, hands down, no questions asked. If I didn't see the results, I'm done, because then I've tried. And I've tried a lot of different things. And if it didn't work, then, well, then it's just not meant to be. So I started taking the class, and within the first 2 months, I went from 3,000 page views a month, or about 100 page views a day, to 61,000 page views in a month within 2 months. And then the following month after that, I had 161,000 page views. And this is one of those things where I feel very confident saying I could not have done this at all without Elite Blog Academy. If Ruth and the Elite Blog Academy team weren't there, like, holding my hand, guiding me through everything, there's no way I would have gotten here. So now, fast forward, I completed the course. It took me about 6 months to complete the course, and I have no shame saying that, like, because every time that I came to the next unit, I went through and I did everything. I put it into practice on my site, and I made it happen. I didn't just read it and go, oh, that's nice, next one. Oh, that's nice too. No, I took the time to invest my time back into my own site. It's not just listening to the videos or going through the workbooks that they give you. It's not just reading the instructions or watching the PowerPoint videos or anything like that. You have to actually go through and do that, which is why it's so important. And I keep saying this to everybody. You have to be a serious blogger if you want to take this class and take it seriously, because there's a lot that goes into it, and you have to be willing to do the work or you're not going to see the results. And if you're not going to do the work, then just save your money. So we've already covered who Elite Blog Academy is for and who it's not for. If you think that it's for you, I can't tell you enough to go to the link description and click on that button and get on the wait list, like, now. The best way to know when it goes on sale is to get on the wait list, and you can do that in the link description below, because honest to goodness, guys, it's just really the best class that I can recommend to people. Again, think of the foundation. No matter where you want to go with your blog as far as, like, making money goes, if you're just starting out, you need to understand the foundation, and you're going to start and you're going to shoot to the moon. If you are a blogger who's been going for a long time and just has never been able to figure out how to take that next step, or has just kind of been stuck in a rut and doesn't know what to do, it will get you out of that rut. It will take you from kind of stuck and trying to make it all work on your own to being able to take the next step, to grow your blog and to do things with your blog that you never thought you could. If you are a pro blogger or a pro level blogger, I still highly recommend that you take this course for 2 reasons. One, you probably have the money to reinvest in learning, and there is no such thing as learning too much. 2, if you're a full-time blogger and you're kind of hitting a point where it's like you want something more for your business, but you don't know how to get it, this will be a really great way to help you get to that point. So honestly, the bottom line here, I just have to keep reiterating this because things that I wish that people would have said, and I know that there were a lot of people in my class. I took EBA 2.0 in February of 2016, and I took the course, and there were a lot of people in there who were just not serious. They thought that they were when they bought the class. As time went on, they started flaking off. They weren't willing to take the steps that they needed to make it to the next level. They didn't want to stop doing what they were doing or to listen to the advice or anything. And so I wish that for those people, they could have saved themselves a lot of time and effort and money to just know, like, this is not where I want to go. This is going to sound a little harsh, but I promise I'm saying it with your best intentions at heart. If you don't feel like you want to change, if you feel like you have all of the answers for your blog right now, don't take this course. It's not going to be worth it. You have to kind of be willing to open your eyes and your ears and to listen and to put things into practice, because without being able to kind of absorb the concepts that you're going to be taught in the course, which are a lot of things, if you're not willing to kind of be taught, then don't take this class. Don't take any class. That's something that's kind of hard because, you know, if you're stuck, stuck, there are people who are willing to help. There are classes and courses that will help you get out of that rut. But if you're not willing to learn them or to take those steps, there's not a whole lot that anybody can do. Bottom line, I didn't mean to get all negative there. So sorry about that. Bottom line, though, is that if you are serious about your blog, if you really want to make this work, if you are sick of struggling, if you're sick of getting caught up in like MLMs and pyramid schemes and all of that other nonsensical work from home baloney, if you're done with all of that, and you want to do something that will actually not just be a difference for you, but will also help a lot of people in the process, then I highly recommend blogging. And again, you don't have to take Elite Blog Academy now. If you're not ready to take your blog to the next level or to start a blog or any of these things, don't feel pressured to take EBA because again, it's a huge monetary investment. The price has been increasing every year, which I think is kind of a bummer, but honest to goodness, guys, I made my money back in the second month after I took the class. It was still a lot of money then, and I made it all back. Remember, 17 cents. And then I took the class, and I was able to not just start earning money, but also I made back my investment within the first 2 months. Entire blogging investment. Granted, I only had 2 expenses, so it was starting my blog, cost for that and the hosting and everything, and getting EBA. And honest to goodness, those are 2 of the best investments to this day that I've ever made. All right, so let's start for a second with the good, because I'm an optimist and everything is kind of good in my eyes. Is there something wrong with that? I don't think so. EBA, what does it give you that's so special? If you're the kind of person who needs someone to come along with you and to show you a step-by-step kindergarten hand-holding, like walking you through processes, if you are somebody who needs that, or are somebody who's a visual learner, or just really, really works well off of interactive materials like workbooks, if you're somebody who can listen and watch video and then go back and digest everything and write all of the things down that you need to do and to follow the directions from the workbook, you're going to make this work. That is all exactly how EBA is set up. There's tons of video modules. Ruth is a 7-figure earner. She's a New York Times best-selling author, is a full-time blogger. She's incredible. She's a fantastic human. She's a fantastic businesswoman, and she knows what she's talking about. And she's the one who does all of the videos, and she walks you through everything. She teaches you everything, from starting a blog and all of the tech that goes in behind that, to starting social media, to using email, to learning how to do everything in your business. And even like she goes into, once you get past all of the beginning stages, she'll even teach you how to go on and hire people. Her class is amazing. It goes through everything that you need as a solid foundation to start blogging. And it's not just saying, oh, you need to have an email list. Well, okay, we all know that you need to have an email list. So what? She goes into a lot of detail about why. So it's not just do this. It's here's why you're going to do this. And it really does make a lot of difference. Because if you know the reason that you're doing something, it makes it a whole lot easier to do it. Plus, then you have that knowledge moving forward as to why you're doing it, why that's important, and why you need to focus on it. So that's a really big deal for me. The hand-holding process and the detail that it goes into. If you are somebody who hates learning from videos and hates workbooks and just wants to read, this might not be the course for you, and that's fine. But I'm a visual person. I like to watch the videos. I like to listen. I like to do the workbooks, everything interactive, and that's exactly the way EBA is set up. But if none of that is the way that you learn, if you're a reading processor and you can't do video or you can't do workbooks, then this is not for you. There's no question about that. That's exactly the way that the course is set up, is to be very much interactive with you and one-on-one. It's also really important that you understand that this is a self-paced class. This is not something that you need to get through in a month. This does not expire. Once you have bought the class, you get all of the updates forever. So when I bought the class, it has updated once since then. And I got access to this brand new class basically, and it's an even better version. And so you get to have that kind of a benefit too. But it's awesome that it's self-paced also, because this gives you the time to actually kind of take your time to do things. Take the time to go through and do it step by step. Each lesson comes with homework that you have to do. That's where kind of the self-paced, the importance of it being being self-paced comes in, because it took me 6 months to get through this class. It took many people that I know, including Rosemarie, who sent me the email that I first got. It took her 9 months to finish this class. This process is not an easy one. You still have to do all of the work. You can't just buy the course and expect to kind of have all of the information via osmosis. That would be great though, wouldn't it? But either way, you have to go through and you have to do the work. Take your time going through it, because the longer you take to go through it to make sure that you did everything properly, the better. I don't know any other course that has produced so many other full-time bloggers as I know from EBA. Everybody who I know who has taken their time and gone through the class little by little, piece by piece, at their own pace, and it doesn't matter if everybody else is zooming ahead of you, you hang out, you stay in your lane, and you keep your head down and you do it. It's like that with everything in blogging. I don't know how many times I can say this to you. I don't really care whether or not you do or don't buy EBA. I mean, I totally think that you should if you want to get serious about blogging, but it's not like this is money out of my pocket. I think that this is an incredible class. I think that you will benefit from it. In fact, I know that you will benefit from it when you do everything. Kind of going back to the immersion of the class again. So again, with the class, you get access to this incredible Facebook group where you get to be in the class with not just your classmates, but also all of the alumni, including me. You get to have basically full access to everybody. There are going to be a lot of people in your class when you start EBA that are going to be advanced or are already full-time bloggers. They're making money from their blog. A lot of them are still going to be new bloggers, just like you are. I'd say probably like it's like half and half split. So half of them are brand new and have brand new blogs and aren't making money yet, or making very little money. This is where I was. And then the other half are going to be bloggers who are making a full-time income, who are making it work, but just kind of need something else. It's so easy on the internet, especially, but even in these Facebook groups that are full of these amazing people who have so many things to offer and who are there to genuinely help you and to build you up and to answer questions, it's so easy to compare yourself to them. It's kind of to a point for me where I feel bad posting my income reports, because I remember just starting out looking at income reports from people saying, wow, I'm never gonna be there. I should just quit because I'm not making $100,000 a month on a blog. And that kind of thinking will not just set you back, but it will absolutely destroy how far you've come. If you're thinking about comparing yourself to everybody else, you need to stop that right now. I say that out of love, I swear. So just remember, you cannot compare yourself to other people. I know it's so easy, and it's coming from me, who still is like looking at income reports like, man, I'm not making $1 million yet. What is wrong with me? This is still an incredible life. Like, I make my money on the internet working from home while my kids sleep. It's amazing, guys. Blogging is incredible. But if you keep paralyzing yourself and setting yourself back from watching other bloggers succeed, it's going to continue to cripple you. So my big piece of advice for that is stop focusing on what other people are doing and focus on yourself. Don't compare yourself to everybody else. Compare yourself to where you were last year. It's really difficult to stop that comparison game. But again, it's so important to remember that just because you're not making a full-time income right now, that does not mean that you will not make a full-time income ever. It's incredible how much you can accomplish in just a year. One of the first assignments in EBA is to write down your current numbers. And I thought that that was like kind of depressing. It's really easy to kind of get down on yourself when you write down your numbers and realize, oh, I have 6 Pinterest followers, or I have 1 like on Facebook and it's my mom. But in a year, when you finish the course and your life has changed completely, and that's not one of those sleazy marketing tactics, I genuinely know that. When you're looking back on where you are today as compared to a year from now, you're going to say, wow, I've come so far. And that motivation alone is enough to kind of keep you moving forward. And I know that it's so easy to compare yourself, especially when bloggers are so kind of transparent on the internet. We post our income reports. Where else are you going to find somebody telling you how much they make on the internet, but from a blogger? Those things don't exist in the real world. We make them up. So all of that to say, and I'm pretty sure I've repeated myself like 100 times, if you're going to get serious about blogging, Elite Blog Academy is right for you. If you are still one of those people who thinks that blogging is not for you, honest to goodness, it is. If you are letting yourself be held back by your own limiting beliefs inside of your head about how you just aren't good enough, or that the market is too saturated, who needs besides another whatever kind of thing you want to write about blogger. No one would read it, and on down the line of all of these negative things that you want to keep telling yourself. First off, none of them are true. So put that aside. And secondly, not only is it just not true, it's time to get rid of that kind of negativity. It's time to get rid of that kind of thinking, like push them away. The world needs to hear you. Right now, there is somebody out there who is looking for your message, who's looking to hear what you have to say just for you, and they're not finding it. So is blogging for everybody? No. But if the only reason that you haven't started a blog is because you think that either you're not good enough or that nobody wants to hear from you, nobody would care, all of these negative things, it's just not true. If ever you wanted to start a blog but kept telling yourself bad things, start a blog. If you want to get serious about blogging, get serious about blogging. If you want to make money from home as a mom, start blogging. Start making money blogging. The best thing, other than, my children and my husband and all of the right answers to say, that has ever happened to me in my life was starting my blog. It gave me so much purpose and fulfillment. Yes, it's hard work. I work. It's not just all fun Instagram poses and writing about your feelings. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that to you because I wish someone would have said that to me when I first started blogging, and I'm sitting there hitting refresh on the stupid page, waiting for it to update, and it never did. Can you tell I'm still a little bitter about that? I wish that somebody would have said, oh, and by the way, you're not going to make $20,000 today. Because that was my expectation. You can do it, I can do it. I digress. Okay, got sidetracked there a little bit, guys. Okay, so my point here is still this. If you want to get serious about blogging, Elite Blog Academy is for you. If you want to take your blog to the next level, Elite Blog Academy is for you. If you have been blogging for a while, have hit kind of a rut or a plateau, and don't know where to go from here, Elite Blog Academy is for you. Is it an investment? Yes, it is. And it's not a small one either. But you know what? When you put in the effort and the work and you just dive right in, ready to do everything, you're going to see the results. This is not one of those feel-goody things. I know this because I've done it. If I can do it, I know that you can. That might not hold a lot of weight yet. I'm a teen mom. I got pregnant when I was 18 with my now husband. We were only engaged at that time. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with our son because we couldn't afford it. We lived off of one income. I couldn't afford to work because the childcare would eat up all of my income. We bought a house. We got in control of our budget. But at the same time, we also struggled a lot in our relationship with our finances, with everything. We did not have an easy life. I did not have an easy life. These things, all of these things are stacked up against me. I'm a college dropout. I'm a teen mom. I'm a college dropout. My husband's also a college dropout. There is no logical reason that we should be succeeding at all. Statistically, add everything up, statistics are not with me here, guys. If I can do it, if this has worked for me, it can work for you. And I know this. I'm not special. I'm a mom of 3 boys. They terrorize my house. I'm not perfect. I'm not awesome. I'm not super mom. I'm not super blogger. I'm not super wife. But honest to goodness, I made it work. I'm still making it work. And I know for a fact that I'm not special. And I know that there are other people out there just like you who can make this work for themselves and can make this work for their family. Wouldn't it be amazing to be able to work from home? This is not an MLM. I'm not asking you to join my team or to buy a bunch of crappy leggings. Sorry, not sorry. I have really strong opinions about MLMs preying on moms who need to make some money from home. But that's a story for another day. This is not a creepy, sleazy scheme here. I'm telling you not to buy this course, but this is amazing. I never knew that this was possible. I thought that blogging was just another one of those that's a pipe dream. That's not for me. I don't have what it takes. Who would want to hear from me? I'll tell you what, 350,000 people last month wanted to hear from me. Little old me. I'm working out of my basement in central Pennsylvania. I'm nowhere special. I'm not anybody special. This life is possible. There's no other way to say it. This is something that you can do too. And that's kind of the cool thing about blogging is the only thing that you really need is a computer and the internet. There's nothing special or tricky that you need to start a blog. You could start one tomorrow if you really wanted to. Go for it. You can start one right now. In fact, just go ahead and start it. If ever you've been waiting for something, take this as kind of your call to action. Start start your blog. Go ahead. You can start it for $2.95 a month. Yeah. And I have a video that I'm going to link to in the description where you can get it for even cheaper. So go check that out too. I got really off track here. Like, sorry, that turned into a motivational pep talk. I'm not sorry, actually. I hope that that motivated you. I hope that that was exactly what you needed to hear. And I hope that that really helped you get over whatever it is that is keeping you away from starting your blog and making your own dream life, basically. All that to say, if you are serious about starting your blog, there are a ton of freebies for Elite Blog Academy that I'm going to link to in the description. I mean a ton of them. So go ahead and try them all out. Subscribe to all of them if you want. You can get them all for free. They are incredibly valuable. And I mean incredible. You are going to benefit from these freebies. You're going to make money from them. The one that I use to make money is still down there. So seriously, if you are looking to take your blog to the next level and are ready to put in the work to make it happen, Elite Blog Academy is right for you. And the good news is that you can get on the wait list, which is going to be amazing because you get the first call basically when EBA goes on sale. And you don't want to miss that because again, it's just 5 days for the entire year. Okay, guys, I hope that that gave you enough information as to what is in EBA, who is it for, who's it not for. I hope that you got something out of this because I love you and you need to know that you are amazing and that you can do anything that you set your mind to. Even have a blog that makes more than, a full-time income each month. Wouldn't that be awesome? All right, guys, I hope that that helped. See ya.